Hey guys, Tom here, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, we're bringing you our Premier League predictions for game week 6. We've seen 5 cracking weeks of Premier League. Since it's come back, it's been so much entertainment. I've loved doing the live streams, but I want to know the scores on the doors from last week.
Oh, last week, Gozza from Sheffield, he got 6 points, which is not bad. Thogden got 8 points, and I'm afraid to say 9 points to this mug.
Say it louder, 9 points. I've got one back against you. Overall, what's the scores now?
Overall, the guests have 27, Thogden has 31, and Thogden has 31 as well.
Derby day, mate. And just to reiterate for you new subscribers, you get 1 point for getting the team right if it's a draw or a win, and you get 3 points for the exact score correct. Right, let's start with Villa versus Leeds.
Hey, that is my role. But first of all, we do the likes, don't we? The target.
How can I forget? What is it?
8,000.
8,000, okay. 8,000 likes, and we'll do a Premier League stream this weekend for Chelsea Man United. If you want that, get it done.
And the first game is Aston Villa against Leeds, second against 10th. Now Villa have got the only remaining 100% record in the league, Theo. Can you believe it?
Yeah, and it was left late against Leicester, and we were watching it live, and there was a bark, boom, to get the win. If it's not Grealish, if it's not Ollie Watkins, they've always got a man to just be the main man of the moment, and that time it was Ross Barkley. They remain on 12 points, 4 wins out of 4. Do you think they'll win against Leeds?
Well, what I like about Villa is they've been brilliant at the back as well. They've only conceded 2 goals in 6 hours of football.
Yeah, they have. They've been alright, and only conceding 2 to Liverpool. Well, it sounds pretty bad, but they scored 7, so it's not too bad at the end of the day. I don't think they'll concede too many, but I think Leeds are a good side. They lost to Wolves. However, Leeds, the way they play, they'll fight back. Bielsa's always got a tactic. This game's gained a bit of a rivalry. I mean, do you remember when they played in the playoffs in the semi-final, Dad? The whole madness about Leeds going to score when a Villa player went down injured, and then they went up the other end and let them score. I mean, Josh, you can put some photos of that game in there. It was unbelievable. You'll never see that again. There's a bit of beef there between Mike Dean and Bielsa, so I don't know. Do you think it'll be a naughty game again?
I think this will be a very close game. Now, I've been impressed by Leeds this season. Very, very tight.
Yeah.
And going forward, they've looked very dangerous.
True.
But you know what? I fancy Villa to keep the run going.
Okay, really?
I'm going for Villa 1, Leeds 0.
Okay, you're backing Villa. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw because both of these teams are decent. I can't pick which one's going to win.
And now over to our guest. What do you reckon, mate?
Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm an Everton fan and a streamer over on Twitch. With Jack Grealish on crazy form and Ross Barkley looking like he looked when he played for Everton, to be honest, I do see Villa winning this game 2-1.
And the next game is West Ham Man City, and what's going to happen in the last minute? Will there be a goal? Theo, goal!
What happened?
Score!
What happened?
You would not believe it.
What a goal from Lanzini! What a cracking game that was. Spurs 3, West Ham 3. You miss out on the content on live stream, you are missing out big time. I went for a piss, missed the goal, came back, and it was limb.
But Man City against West Ham at home, 9th against 11th. What do we reckon, Theo?
Well, last night they did well against Arsenal, and then last night against Porto, they did well too. Ferran Torres got a great goal turning Pepe, the ex-Real Madrid centre-back who's now at Porto. He deserves a start, but with Pep, you never know. I think City will grind out a win. I think it'll be 2-0, not too many goals, and West Ham are on form, so you never know.
Now, West Ham are coming good after a bit of a slow start, but you know what? Man City have got Aguero back. I'm going for West Ham 1, Man City 2.
Exactly, and against Porto, they looked like they didn't need De Bruyne, you know, so I think this will be good. Let's go to the special guest.
Quality will shine through. City looks very good. 3-1 City.
And the next game is Fulham against Crystal Palace.
You're whispering it, Dad. What's quiet about it? He's like, Fulham. He's like, it's a library? Are you trying to say it's a library or what?
And the next game is Fulham against Crystal Palace, 20th against 14th. Now, Fulham got their first point of the season, didn't they, last week? Theo?
Yeah, they did, and deservedly so. I think they were the better team. Sheffield United, easiest game of the year, bottled it, but we'll speak about them a bit later. Fulham, on the other hand, come out with a point. That's something they can keep going forward. You know, everybody thinks they're going down. Paddy Power paid out the people that have gone for Fulham to go down. You know, everybody's against them, but I think they're getting a point today against Crystal Palace. Palace only had 1 shot on their M23 derby versus Brighton, whilst Brighton had 12. They don't look a great side, and I think Fulham just look better going forward. I'm going for 1-1.
Wow, that is a big shout. I'm sorry, but Fulham are going down all day long. And I think this will be a close one, and I think it's going to be 1-1.
So another point for Fulham. Who knows what can happen? Ademola Lookman, watch out for him. Scored last week. I think he'll score again. Also, Palace fans, let me know if you're Hodgson in or Hodgson out. Doesn't play that positive football, does he? But let me know if you want to keep him.
You've heard our predictions, now for our guest.
Fulham v Palace. I think it's going to be very straightforward for Crystal Palace. I think they have the quality to see Fulham over very easily. Although Ademola Lookman, again, looking very bright. Good to see him back in the Prem. But I'm going for a 2-0 Palace win away from home.
And now for a club who's just above the relegation zone against a club in mid-table. Of course, Manchester United against Chelsea.
Yeah.
15th against 8th. But Man United, how good were they against Newcastle and PSG?
Oh, PSG as well. I mean, if you look at the defensive midfield of PSG, I mean, you can kind of see, you know, it's understandable why United won that, but obviously you can't ignore Neymar and Mbappe. Ole's doing a good job. The Newcastle game, late on with Bruno, the way they were looking, linking up with Rashford, Man United could well and truly be back. Ole's got a good record against Lampard, and I think he's going to come away with a win. Last time this game happened in the Premier League at Old Trafford, it was the first game of the season last year, and it ended 4-0 to Man United. I don't think it'll be as big as that, but I think United are going to win 2-1. What about you, Dad?
Well, that's a big shout. I thought Bruno was fantastic against Newcastle, and Rashford was the hero midweek.
That is true.
But they're up against Werner and Havertz, who were brilliant against Southampton.
Right.
I think Chelsea's problem is obviously at the back, though, isn't it, Theo?
Well, you say that, but last time they came out with a clean sheet versus Sevilla, it was a 0-0.
Yeah.
You probably say the problem is scoring in that game. So I don't even know what's happening with Chelsea, but they're drawing too many games. They drew to Southampton, bottled it there, and couldn't beat Sevilla in the Champions League. I don't know what to say about them.
I'm going with home advantage here. United will get their customary penalty. Bruno's going to have a masterclass. 2-1 to United. Over to England for the guest.
Man United v Chelsea. I think this will be a great game. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be very lively. I'm expecting goals from Bruno and Timo, of course.
And now Liverpool against Sheffield United, 3rd against 19th. Surely very easy to call this, Theo.
Well, yeah, I think Salah in your fantasy Premier League teams is a massive shout. He loves a home game, and Sheffield United couldn't even beat Fulham at home. I mean, I watched the Liverpool-Ajax game with you on a live stream. I think Liverpool did very well without Virgil van Dijk to grind out a 1-0 win, stop them from scoring. Did you agree with that?
Yes, Fabinho fit in very well.
Man of the match. Man of the match.
And Adrian nearly messed up at the end.
But I think Liverpool will win this and keep another clean sheet, actually. What about you?
That's a very big shout, but Sheffield United, they got their first point of the season last week.
That is true.
Have they got no chance, Theo?
Well, I mean, with Brewster up top, playing against his old club, he'll want to open the scoring against Liverpool, won't he? Because they're the club who didn't, you know, they sold him, they didn't give him a chance. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Liverpool 2-0 win. It could be 3-0, but what do you reckon?
Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 0. A clean sheet.
That's it from the guest.
Liverpool versus Sheffield. I think it's going to be a straightforward 2-0 win for Liverpool.
And now it's Southampton in 12th against Everton in 1st place.
That's insane.
All
I can say is there's going to be goals in this game. That's all I can say. Southampton, you know, when teams go away there, they either pump them 5-6-2 or some stupid thing like that. Or Southampton get a goal late and it's a draw. I don't even know what to predict with Saints at the moment. They've been great recently, so have Everton, but they're missing James Rodriguez, and that's a big miss, isn't it, Dad?
That really is. You're right, Everton have been superb this season. 4 wins and 1 draw. And that man, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, can anyone stop him?
I don't really know. I can see goals either side. I've got to be honest, Dad, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. What about yourself?
Do you know what? I think that's a very good shout. I've nearly gone for that. I've gone for Southampton 1, Everton 2.
Ooh, that's big. I can see a Saints score. I think it'll be 2-1 and then Southampton equalise late. Hazenhuttle loves a late goal. I think it'll happen again. That's just my prediction. But let's go over to the guest.
I still think we have enough quality to see this over the line. We are missing James and Richarlison, but I still think we will win 2-1. The difference being now the shift in mentality. We've come from behind so many times, and I still think we have the mentality to win that game. 2-1 away from home.
And now it's Wolverhampton Wanderers against Newcastle United, 6th against 13th. And Wolves, that was a bit of a late show against Leeds, wasn't it?
Just a credit. I mean, you know, not many people can beat Leeds this season. You know, it took Liverpool by 1 goal. Man City couldn't even do it, and boom, Wolves did it. Great job. 3 points late on. And you just got to respect that, don't you?
You really do. And Newcastle got pumped by Man United. But it was a bit of a late show, wasn't it?
Darlow was brilliant in goal. He's the backup for, what's his name? Dubravka. But he's an unbelievable backup, Darlow. I mean, Premier League clubs will be thinking about him. If he doesn't get regular game time at Newcastle, sign him up, mate. And yeah, I can honestly see this being 1-1. Last 4 times they played, 3 times it's been a 1-1 draw, so I'm predicting it. Do you agree with me?
Well, I tell you what, Wolves don't fancy drawing this season. Last season they were draw specialists.
That is true.
But I'm going for a Wolves win. I'm going 2-0. And what does the guest think?
So I think it'll be a 2-1 win for Wolves, but I think it'll be a good game.
And now for
no, forget it, Dad. It's time for a party. It's time for a party.
And now 2 teams chasing Champions League football. Arsenal against Leicester. Is it time for a party, Theo?
You just stole my joke. I'm off to the party, if he starts.
Now, Arsenal lost last week to Man City, but they're actually looking quite good, whereas Leicester started with a bang and have lost 2 in a row. What's going to happen here, Theo?
Well, I mean, they've now both on the same amount of points. They've got a similar goal difference. I can honestly see Arsenal winning this because of their home form.
Yeah.
They haven't lost in something like 10 games in all competitions at home. I don't think it's going to happen here. I can either see this being 2-0 to Arsenal or 2-1. I'll give Leicester a goal. 2-1 for me. What about you?
I'm just going to agree, Theo.
Okay.
And let's go over to our guest.
I think it will be a 3-1 win for Arsenal.
And the next game is Brighton and Hove Albion against West Bromwich Albion, 16th against 17th.
Yeah.
Now, they both drew last week, but I tell you what, can they both win 10 games this season?
Brighton will piss that. 100% they're staying up. Lamptey is going to have the game of his life. He's playing against West Brom. They play the 5-back system. I think he's going to have some fun, similar to the Newcastle game earlier on in the season. I think Brighton will win 1 or 2-0. I'll go 1-0 to be safe. But you never know with West Brom, the way they played against Chelsea, and they can sometimes look rubbish. But it's so hit and miss. Who knows what you're going for?
I think both these teams will be down there towards the end of the season.
That's a big call.
West Brom will get relegated. They simply will not get 10 wins this season. Brighton have looked good on their day, and I fancy Trossard and Maupay to get goals.
Yep.
I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, Maupay's going to score, set up by Lamptey. You just know it's going to happen. Over to our special guest.
Brighton v West Brom. I think this will be a 3-2 win for Brighton. I do see Brighton winning this. I think it'll be a good game. 3-2.
And finally, it's Burnley against Spurs, 18th against 7th. And Spurs, can they have another madness this week, Theo?
Well, they probably can. I mean, Gareth Bale may start, I don't know. Heung-min Son and Harry Kane are on banging form, so if they can continue on that form, they're going to get. And last time they played against Burnley, Jose Mourinho famously won like 5-0 when Son scored that unbelievable goal, like Premier League goal of the season type shit. That was just mad. Do you think Burnley are going to get back into it? They've not been great this season. Do you think they can improve?
No, I think they're going to struggle all
Okay.
season. This is a tough one against Kane and Son.
And Bale.
Yeah, and Bale.
Bergwijn and Lo Celso and Dembele. So they've got a great team now, Spurs.
Yeah.
Surely they're not going to bottle it to Lanzini. Let's not talk about it.
No, they won't bottle this one. I'm going Burnley 0, Spurs 2.
All right.
I mean, the great thing about Spurs, they've got 15 goals. They're the highest scorers in the league.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the same, Dad. Spurs 2-0. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Burnley get it from somewhere, but that's our predictions, guys. Let's go to the special guest.
But I do see Tottenham winning this 3-0 away from home. Burnley have only gotten 1 point this season, so I do think that they will come through triumphant.
Right, that's all the scores done. Thank you for the guests getting involved too, and most of all, to have you guys watch through the end of the video, it really means a lot. Go to the comments now and tell us how your club, if you support a Prem club or whatever club you support, tell us how you're going to do in the comments below. Remember, what is the like target, Dad?
The like target today is 8,000.
Chelsea Man United live stream. If you want that, get that like target done. 12k, and we'll do a double live stream that day. So the ball's in your court, lads. Make sure you subscribe and notifications on to never ever miss a video. The content's going absolutely nowhere. We're smashing the trending pages on the live streams too. So it's all because of you guys. Thank you for the support. And all we can say now is see you for the live streams coming up this weekend.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.